All right then. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is December 6th, 2020. This is a special meeting of the members of the State Liquor Authority being conducted in Albany and also remotely. We have joining us by telephone Chairman Bradley.
I'm here.
We have on videos Commissioner Fan and Ford. Staff in attendance, we have on video General Counsel Meyerhoff. We also have by the telephone Deputy Commissioner of Licensing Roberts.
Here, thanks.
And myself, Secretary Downey in the authority's Albany offices. We have one item on today's calendar. It's agenda number 1707S. Bronx OP 1316324. Licensee is Plush 101 Inc.
Good afternoon, members of the board. This is Michael Amarato, Associate General Counsel with the New York State Liquor Authority. Counsel's office respectfully submits to you a Plush 1 Inc., which is located at 53 Westchester Square Avenue in Bronx, New York, to consider for an emergency order of suspension pursuant to Section 401, subsection 3 of the State Administrative Procedure Act. Plush 101 Inc. was issued a license on September 6, 2019 to operate as a bar tavern with a DJ and recorded music. There is a sole principal who is Carlos Sereno, and the maximum occupancy of this premises is 74. And that's important because of last night on December 5th of 2020 at 10:55 p.m. after the curfew, the task force found over 51 patrons inside. But just to back up a little bit, the task force had received numerous complaints about this location and that they were hosting parties inside. So when they arrived at the location, the roll down gates in front of the premises were down and they were locked, and they appeared to be closed when actually they went to a side entrance and they knocked on a door, and the door was opened by two individuals who later were found out to be unlicensed security guards and were let into the premises. When they were let in, they found that there was 51 patrons inside. There was no social distancing going on. There was smoking hookahs on the tables. Patrons were standing. They weren't wearing masks. The bartenders and other employees were not wearing masks. There was no food receipts for 50 of the patrons who were inside the premises at that time. And there was at least 9 fire and safety life issues violations that were observed. In addition to the executive order violations being violated, and in addition to the death trap, so to speak, what was contrived with the roll down gates and the other exits locked, they also had 2 operational gambling devices inside the premises as well. And it's been said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I submit to you, if you look at the investigation report and the photos submitted with that report, you will see that not only does it substantiate that these violations occurred after the curfew, but they also described all of the violations I just recently described. Now, in addition to last night, the premises had 2 prior other EO violations on 2 different and separate dates. There was one that occurred on July 29, 2020, when they did an inspection and they were found that the employees were not wearing masks. CNC was off at that time. And then more recently on November 28, 2020, another inspection was conducted and another summons was issued for not having their employees comply with the EO violation 202.16, and the employees were not wearing masks. So this type of conduct is in total violation of the restrictions imposed on the licensed premises at this point in the pandemic. An overcrowded bar, patrons smoking hookah, consuming beverages without food, patrons inside the establishment well after 10 p.m. is exactly the conduct that the EO and the guidelines were designed to prevent. And I submit to you that this licensee cannot be trusted going forward with this license. This licensee has created an imminent harm to the public and to the patrons that frequent this establishment, and this license should be summarily suspended. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. I think the way you put it was apt because this licensee apparently understood how deeply they were violating the executive orders by pretending that they were closed, by having people let in through a side entrance. I agree the pictures speak for themselves. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, with that, Commissioner Fan, do you have any questions?
Yes, Mike, I have a few questions. You said that the front gate was rolled down and locked, but there's no allegation that the customers were actually locked inside, right? Like, it's just that side of the gate was locked, but then the side gate was open, the side door was actually...
Well, let me put it this way, Commissioner. If there was smoke inhalation inside and everybody inside was unconscious, the first responders would not have been able to get in. It was
Okay,
a knock on the door for the two security guards to open the door to let them in. So it was probably a panic lock on that particular door.
got it. Okay, thank you. And you said that there were two other yield violations. There was a CNC submitted for the July 29th violation, and then is there another pending NOP for the November 28th? You said there was a summons issued. What does that, how does that come together?
There is a notice of pleading. The charges are in the pleading and compliance, but the notice of pleading has not gone out yet.
Okay, thank you. That's
Commissioner Ford, do you have any questions?
Yes, Michael, they paid a penalty for the July 29th violation already?
That's correct. It was accepted on the December 2nd full board meeting.
Okay,
Well, it's accepted and not paid, right? Because if it's a 1,500, then it's deferred.
Yes, you're correct. Yes.
they're all deferred right now, right? Only suspensions have to be paid up front.
Right.
Okay, all right. No, I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chairman Bradley, do you have any questions?
No, I have no questions.
All right, with that, I'll call for the vote of the members. First, Chairman Bradley, Commissioner Fan.
Based on the evidence submitted and also evidence presented by Council Amarato, it's clear that this location an imminent threat to public health, safety, and welfare, and I'm voting to summarily suspend this license.
Commissioner Ford, your vote, please.
I'm voting to summarily suspend as well. I mean, above and beyond the executive order violations, to have people locked inside like that is just a real danger, not to mention the fact all the other fire code violations that were noted as well. So I vote to summarily suspend.
And Chairman Bradley, your vote, please.
Based on council's presentation, I vote to summarily suspend. It's clear this licensee is a risk to the public health, safety, and welfare.
All right. Chairman, I have no other items on the calendar. Do you have anything else?
No, I have nothing else. Thank you all for coming in on a Sunday.
All right. With that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.